Hi guys, I hope you had a great summer and practiced eating healthy and making healthy choices. I hope you tried to make some of your plates My Plate friendly, getting a little of each of these food groups with each of your meals. Remember, My Plate is a healthy tool that helps our body to grow and develop properly. Each of these food groups does a specific job for our bodies. And when we're eating each of these food groups in the proper amount, our body has the tools it needs to grow, form, and develop properly. It keeps us from getting sick, it keeps us growing and making good choices, and having healthy habits to help us as you get older and grow. Today we're going to be playing a fun game to remind you about My Plate. Hopefully you're familiar with a lot of these food groups as we've been talking about them for several years. The PE teacher will pass out a piece of paper to you. Each of you will begin by drawing a grid. I will show you how to do this. On your piece of paper, you will take a pencil and you will write all 5 food groups with a space to make tally marks. Let's begin with fruit, F-R-U-I-T. Fruit will be the top of your paper. Just below fruit, you will write the next group, vegetables. I'm going to write V-E-G, an abbreviation for vegetables, so I have more room to make my tally marks. Next, grain. G-R-A-I-N. Grain is next on my list. Followed by grain, we will write protein. P-R-O-T-E-I-N. Protein. You can see we have 4 groups listed. Fruit, vegetables, grain, protein. Any guesses what group I'm missing? One more group is not on my list. This group has milk and yogurt and cheese. If you're thinking dairy, you are correct. We will add dairy to the bottom of our list. D-A-I-R-Y. Dairy. Hopefully your list looks similar to mine. If you need to pause now, you're welcome to. 5 food groups listed on my list. Now, this is how we will play the game. I have a basket in front of me, and this basket is filled with different food cards, some of my favorite foods from My Plate. I will start by showing you a food and giving you a second to think about it and making a tally mark on your paper. Each of these foods belongs in one of these food groups. Make your best guess, and at the end of the game, we will add up our tally marks and see how many of you guessed correctly. Now, some of these foods might be a little tricky, but do your very best guess. This is just a game to remind our brains about the My Plate knowledge you already know. I will help you with the first one. First card will be fish, a piece of salmon fish. Now think for a minute where you think this food belongs. Is it a fruit, vegetable, grain, protein, or dairy? The answer is protein. I would take my pencil and add 1 tally mark to the protein section. Simple enough? Let's get started. The next food on our list is eggplant. Eggplant can be found in the produce section of the grocery store. Make your tally mark your best guess where eggplant belongs. Kind of a tricky one. Next is chocolate milk. If you had school lunch today, maybe you had chocolate milk with your lunch. Best guess. Next, cantaloupe. Another food in the produce section. Lots of vitamins in cantaloupe. Next, we have toast. Bread. Any guesses? Up next, we have my favorite food that belongs in this group, popcorn. This is a tricky one. Remember, some people think popcorn is not a healthy food, but without all the salt, sugar, butter, and sweet toppings, popcorn is a very healthy food that belongs in the group. Best guess. Next, we have oatmeal. A healthy breakfast food. Maybe you eat this with your family. Potato. Spinach. And bread. Just like toast, it belongs in this same group. How about carrots and peas? These guys belong in the same group. Next is noodles. This is a pasta that can be made from wheat or white flour. How about raspberries? This is one of my favorites. Raspberries. Cereal is next on our list. Where does cereal belong? How about apple juice? Remember, 100% apple juice is our best juice we can choose when finding a food that belongs in this group. It comes from apples. Next, chicken. Lots of ways you can eat chicken. This is one of my family's favorites. Up next is sunflower seeds. This one's kind of tricky. It belongs in the same group as chicken. Peanuts is next. How about tofu? This one might be a little tricky if your family does not eat tofu often. Blueberries, lime, grapefruit. You're doing great, your best guess. Sweet potato, cauliflower, shrimp, and cheese. Next is pumpkin. It's almost time to be carving pumpkins. What food group does pumpkin belong in? A couple more. You're doing great. Your best guess. Next, tortillas. Tortilla chips, tortilla shells. And our last one, let's do onion. Where does onion belong? Hopefully you made your best guesses. Let's add these up and see how many we have in each group. Hopefully you made your best guesses for each of these foods. Like I said, some of these were a little bit tricky. I'll give you a few minutes to add up all of your foods in your tally marks. It might take a minute to add them all up. If you need to pause now, you're welcome to. I will now give you the answers. This is what your tally mark should look like. We had 6 fruits, 9 vegetables, 7 grains, 6 proteins, and 2 dairies, cheese and chocolate milk. Hopefully your numbers look similar to this. If they're a little different, it's okay. We'll be talking lots more about My Plate food groups this year. Remember, My Plate food groups each have different foods that belong in them. And this year, you guys will be learning that there are healthy choices we can make within each group. Eating healthy is such an important decision to make while you're young. Making these healthy choices will help your body to be so healthy and strong. Now, some foods we did not talk about do not belong on my plate, like soda, cookies, candies, chips. These foods have lots of grease, lots of sugar, or lots of salt. These foods, remember we've talked about meh. Meh foods do not do very many things for our bodies. They do not make our bodies strong, healthy, or develop properly. They are not filled with nutrients and vitamins and minerals. Meh foods, just like the character on the Emoji Movie, doesn't have a lot of emotions, or at least he's not supposed to. These foods make our tummy not feel healthy, not feel strong, and not give us vitamins. Eating a lot of these foods fills our stomach up, and it does not want to eat the healthy foods that help our body to be strong and healthy. Remember to do your best at making healthy My Plate choices so your body can be strong, healthy, grow, and develop properly. Now that you did your very best to add up all of your foods and make guesses for where they belong, let's practice making a healthy plate. When you're at your house, you probably don't have a My Plate sectioned off in each of these food groups. But you don't need one to make healthy choices. Maybe you have medium, large, or even small plates at your house. Each of these plates can be a My Plate. Let's practice. When we make our plate, let's pretend we're making a dinner. We can add foods to our plate. They can be sectioned off to look like My Plate, or they can be stacked on top, like we'll have with our snack later. Let's start making, maybe we'll begin with a bun. Our grain for this meal is a bun. Let's choose hamburger for our protein and some lettuce for our vegetable, some cheese, some cheese for our dairy. What food group is missing? We have protein, grain, vegetable, dairy. What food group did I not say? The fruit group, right? So maybe fruit seems a little weird to be on this meal. Maybe we could add it to our side. Instead of having maybe chips or something fatty and greasy, we could have an orange maybe. What does this meal look like? When it's set separately, it might look similar to My Plate, but we usually eat this meal stacked together. A bun with cheese and lettuce, usually another bun underneath. What does that look like? It is a hamburger. Did you know a hamburger can be a My Plate friendly meal? All of our food groups are included with an orange on the side. All 5 food groups for a healthy meal. Let's see if you can have a turn doing this. I'm going to practice making another plate and see if you can guess what food is missing from My Plate. Let's practice making your own healthy My Plate. I will begin by forming a My Plate plate. Let's see if you can guess what food group is missing. Now this is one of my favorite foods. Obviously, I combine it on top of each other to make nachos. Too much nachos isn't super great for you, right? There's a lot of grease and cheese. But having just the right amount and in moderation, it can be a healthy snack for you to have at home. I have tortilla chips, I have cheese, black beans, and lettuce on top. We have 4 food groups here. Tortilla chips, cheese, black beans, and lettuce. What food group is missing? Any guesses? If you guessed fruit, you are correct. We are missing a fruit here. We could solve this problem by maybe topping with some mango salsa. We also could have grapes on the side or maybe some 100% fruit juice to drink along with this snack. Let's try again. Let's try making a breakfast. Hopefully I can trick you with this one. And let's have some oranges. All right, this is a healthy breakfast you could have at home. Simple and easy. We have a glass of milk, 2 small oranges, an egg, and a piece of toast. What food group is missing? Milk, egg, bread, and oranges. We are missing a vegetable, right? We have fruit. Egg is our protein, milk is our dairy, and bread is our grain. How could we add vegetables to this food group? This plate could have vegetables added as a side. We could even add maybe some bell peppers or broccoli to our eggs and make scrambled eggs. Have you ever had vegetables in your scrambled eggs? There's lots of different ways you can incorporate vegetables into a breakfast. Sometimes you may not have fruits and vegetables in your meal. A way you can combat this, eat it for snack. Try having a bell pepper or cucumbers or oranges or a banana for your snack time. If you can't fit all five food groups into one meal, try eating them as a snack. That's a simple way you can ensure your body is getting all of the MyPlate foods it needs. Let's try this one more time. This time, maybe we will try maybe a MyPlate snack plate. This could be a plate you make and share with your family when you go home from school. Let's see. All right, here is my snack plate. I have raspberries. That's enough for a whole family. Some raspberries, broccoli, yogurt, and popcorn. What food group is missing from my snack plate? If you guessed protein, you are right. We could try adding some jerky or maybe some lunch meat. A great snack you could have at home with dairy and lunch meat is take a piece of cheese, a string cheese, and roll it up in a piece of lunch meat. Delicious and a nice healthy protein snack you can have at home. Now it's your turn. Flip over your paper and draw a plate. It can be your favorite meal. Try to keep 4 foods from MyPlate on your plate. After you finish, the PE teacher will encourage you to show to your neighbor and see if your neighbor can guess what food is missing. Good luck. Hopefully you were able to detect what food was missing from your neighbor's MyPlate food paper. Sometimes these foods can be hard to detect or hard to remember what food groups they belong in. But no worries, we'll be talking more about that this year. Up next, we'll be making a healthy recipe. Healthy recipes are great ways to start habits and be an example to your family and friends. This recipe has all 5 MyPlate food groups, so you can see how simple and easy it is with just a little thought to make a healthy snack for you and your family. Let's make our healthy snack now. Today we're going to be making a MyPlate approved snack. We'll have all 5 food groups in this snack. That means we'll have fruits, vegetables, protein, grains, and dairy in one snack. Today we're going to be making something similar to Lunchables if you've had those before. We'll use cheese for our dairy, we'll use spinach or cucumbers for our vegetable, we'll have grapes on the side for our fruit, and we'll have crackers for our grain, and we'll have meat for our protein. So let's get started. I have 2 different kinds of crackers to choose from. Really, you could use any crackers you have at your house. These crackers are 100% whole grain crackers. That means they have more vitamins than grains without. So today we're going to be using these weavable baked crackers. These are one of my favorite crackers. When you buy these at the store, you can get these flavored with different flavors. These ones are black pepper, which are my favorite flavor. So we're gonna need 2 of these crackers. We're gonna get a piece of cheese and break it into 4 pieces. Easy enough. So you can make lots of these with few ingredients. Next, for our vegetable, you can choose either cucumbers or spinach, or again, anything at your house. Tomatoes are also a really good choice, or lettuce, anything will work. Let's do cucumbers today. I took a knife, which you might need your parents' help for, a butter knife will even work, and cut them very thinly. You don't want a huge thick cucumber, but a nice thin cucumber adds some really good freshness and taste. Next we'll add our protein. I have some turkey and I have some ham. These are great ways to get protein in your snacks or lunches, and they're really, really inexpensive. They do not cost very much money. Let's get a piece of turkey today. All I need is 1 slice of meat, and I even can rip this in half to make more. All right, rip that in half, set that right on top, easy enough. And then I'm going to grab a small handful of grapes for the side, so I have a nice, fresh, sweet bite afterwards. And that's all it is. A small little sandwich with all of my plate foods approved in there. We've got crackers and cheese, a cucumber, turkey, and some grapes on the side. Let's taste and see how it is. So delicious. The cucumber makes it taste nice and fresh, and the cheese makes it so creamy and delicious. You have to try this at your house. For your activity today, you'll be playing My Plate Freeze Tag. This game is very similar to freeze tag, which I'm sure you all have played. For this game, 1 person will be it. Their job is to tag every member of the class. When you are tagged, you must be frozen. Now, to become unfrozen, you must call out a healthy food. The catch is every healthy food can only be named once. So if you become tagged, you are frozen. Maybe you yell out carrots. No one else can say carrots. You must think of a unique food that has not been named yet. The game is over when all members in the classroom are tagged and no new healthy foods can be thought of. Good luck and have fun. Goodbye.